What's going on, Rockstars? Monday, October 7th, 2024, a little after 4 o'clock in the afternoon here on the East Coast in Tampa, Florida. And unless you're living under a rock, you probably have been watching the news today. And you know that we have a major hurricane coming directly for us here on the West Coast, Gulf of Mexico into Tampa Bay. So I don't usually get concerned about these hurricanes or these storms. If you're new to this channel or you're not familiar with my story, I'm coming up on 20 years living in this area, living on the West Coast of Florida. I've been through all the big major storms you guys can think of: Ian, Irma, Francis, Gene, Charlie, you name them, Ivan. I've been here for those. 2004, 5, 6, 7, all the way up to 2015, 2017. And in 20 years, I've only left town for one storm, which was Irma, massive Category 5 back in 2017. You guys that have been subscribed to my channel for a while know that we drove to Tupelo, Mississippi, because we waited to the last minute, and that was the closest we could get with dog-friendly hotels at the time. We had 2 dogs, and we had a friend's dog with us as well. So with that being said, with that little backstory, I'm concerned. This is a major Category 5. It will hit some wind shear and some closer to shore, lower level, lower depths waters, and it will slow down. Definitely is going to slow down back to a 4, possibly back to a 3. But somewhere between a 3 and a 4 could make landfalls of 4, 150 mile an hour plus winds. It is at 200 mile an hour currently. That is absolutely biblical proportions as it sits out in that warm water of the Gulf of Mexico and just churns away. A lot of people, millions of people evacuating. And while I make this video, I'll put screenshots up for you guys. I want you to have a little bit of kind of informational awareness of things that I talk about here. So 24 million people live in this state. Half of those people live between the Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater, south to Fort Myers and Naples area. Somewhere around like 10 million, a little less than half. Probably at least 5 million evacuating out of those areas. The roads are jammed. So the first question I'm going to get is, are we evacuating? The answer is no. I live in a town called Wesley Chapel. We are 20 miles inland from the bay, from the Gulf of Mexico. Again, I'll put some screenshots up so you guys can see them as I talk. We live in a 2-story home in a neighborhood that is not flood restricted, meaning we don't have a flood zone restriction. We aren't even required to carry flood insurance on my house. Some of my neighbors actually are. It's kind of weird. But I do have flood insurance, obviously for peace of mind. It's only like $30-40 a month. Our normal insurance is very expensive because of hurricanes. But what a lot of people don't know is if your roof gets torn off and you get water in your house from the rain, that's one insurance. If the water surges and comes up and floods, that's a different insurance. So it's best to have both. If one happens and the other doesn't happen and you don't have both insurances, you can get screwed. Also, because I have inventory for my business. So I do register my business as a home address, and I do insure that under my general liability policy. So I am covered. I believe just to give you guys an idea, I believe I have $1 million of general liability insurance and 50,000 of inventory. And it cost me like $55 a month. So I was actually going to up it to 100,000 worth of inventory because I think I actually have that much. I would hope that only a small amount of it would get destroyed, not all of it, but if something bad happens. So that's where we're at with that. Not evacuating. This house is 2 stories. It was built in 2021. Hurricane forced windows up to a Category 3-4. We should be able to withstand it. My fence may not be so good. And, we'll lose power. We'll have no power, no internet, no lights, no who knows what else. Plenty of my neighbors, I'm going to drive you around in a minute. Plenty of my neighbors bought generators. We have a lot of generators throughout the neighborhood. One of my neighbors has a tailgate trailer for college football. It actually has a generator, stove, bathroom, all kinds of stuff built in to the trailer. So that's pretty cool. I'll show you that. And we're just going to ride it out. There's no point in getting on the roads, running out of gas. There's no gas to be had. There's nothing to be had on the store shelves. It's all gone. Food, toilet paper, gas, water, Gatorades, it's all gone. And if you get out on the roads, a drive that normally takes a couple hours to get out of Florida has taken 12, 14, 16 hours. So there's really no point. The next set of questions I'll get is about my parents. They live closer to the water. I'm about 20 miles inland. They're probably about 10 miles inland. They are south of me. So the storm is hitting a little bit south of me, not much, but they are actually closer to where that eye will make landfall, depending on where it finally decides to come ashore. I called them tonight and I told them to come to my house tomorrow. The storm hits Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday dinner time evening. So they have tomorrow to drive to my house. It's only about a 30-minute drive. So I implored them to come to my house. Caitlin's parents are coming to my house. They actually live just 1 block from the water. They live in a town called Apollo Beach, Florida. Again, I will put up screenshots so you guys can see. They're coming to the house. And that is the update with that. So we will have most likely her family with 2 golden doodles and possibly my family with a Maltese here at the house. Our neighbors are prepared. We have food, we have drink, we have plenty of everything you could think of to be prepared for it as far as supplies go, to last us a week, 2 weeks, whatever we need. So just to give you guys an idea, we are stocked on anything and everything you can think of in this cabinet. We are stocked over here. Excuse me. Stocked down there. More stock. Tons of stock. We are heavily prepared for whatever might come our way with the storm. Tomorrow I'll be spending a lot of time getting all of this. I have this pallet of wood, so I'm going to pop it under and get everything up off the ground best that I can. As much of this stuff off the ground on that pallet, stacked high up here on top of those bins. I'll stack some more stuff. Just everything stacked up as best that it will go so that it is not down low. In the event that we happen to get a couple of inches of water, it won't do, a ton of damage. Again, these, I can stack these boxes up on top of the trash can. The bins are safe. They're plastic. They're waterproof. I don't care if they get wet. The golf cart will go outside because it has batteries. If in the event that the water comes up higher than these tires, it's off-road golf cart, so it's good. But if the water starts getting that high, then it needs to come out of the garage because these batteries can get flooded and they can set stuff on fire. You guys maybe have seen the news stories where golf carts and electric Teslas catch on fire when the water goes under them. A lot of people don't know. My car is actually half gas, half battery. This car will be taken away if the water starts coming in. I will get this car out of here if I think there's a real danger of it. In fact, tomorrow I'm considering taking it to a parking garage. I'm not going to say what parking garage. One, I don't want anybody to mess with it, but also the parking garage it's going to probably shouldn't be used for this, but desperate measures call for desperate measures, desperate times. So I have permission from somebody that has a parking garage accessible to them that I can maybe park this on the 5th or 6th floor and it should not be messed with. But this is where my gas tank is. My engine's in the rear. It's a mid-engine. And what a lot of people don't realize is that this car has electric battery plug-in right there. So my car does have electric batteries in addition to the gas. So if the water comes in, cannot be in this garage or it's big, big, big trouble. So we did fill it up with gas. The SUV is full of gas and the golf cart will be fully charged as it is charging right now. So I'm going to take you guys a quick tour around the neighborhood to kind of show you what's going on in most areas and neighborhoods in Tampa. So a lot of people ask me also about ponds. Won't they flood and get into the back of the folks that have townhomes like this? The answer is no. These ponds are generally low enough. If you look, they're dug out. That's about 8 to 10 feet of elevation there that the water would have to completely fill that pond up past those ducts and then get all the way up into that backyard. I mean, you're talking about, a catastrophic flooding event, which is possible with this storm. We don't know. There shouldn't be that much rain as it's a pretty fast moving storm, but we don't get storm surge. So we don't have the bay and the water surging in because we do live so far from the bay. So they should be okay. Folks in these townhomes should be no problem. Okay, so this gas station is right across the street from my neighborhood and from the Publix. This is what we have. They're called Publix down here in the South, grocery stores and liquor stores. So this gas station, Circle K gas station that you see here, also connected to a Starbucks, but this Circle K, if you look closely, you can see the gas pumps are all roped off. They are completely out of gas, and that's the story at pretty much every single gas station. It's pretty crazy, pretty sobering. The calm before the storm, windy, no rain. We have some dark clouds, but really you don't see a lot of rain during these last 24 to 48 hours. But there's Publix, everybody getting last minute things. It is very busy for a Monday afternoon at 4:35 o'clock right now. It's pretty busy. It was actually a lot busier earlier, but everybody's trying to wrap it up for tonight, and then they'll do the last minute prepping tomorrow. So yeah, that's how the gas stations look almost everywhere. So I've covered this on the channel as well. This is the lagoon. You can see they're all tied up. All the chairs tied to umbrellas, all that sort of stuff. So they're pretty much ready, and of course closed the rest of the week as well. All right, so that is pretty much the story from here. There's not a lot else we can do. Just prepare, be ready, and we'll be here at the house. I anticipate losing power, internet, cable, the whole shebang. I do have power inverters, backup batteries. Neighbors have generators, so hopefully we can have all of our phones and devices charged. Hotspot, hopefully I have Verizon, so hopefully Verizon service still works. We'll see. Our Spectrum internet, which is our Wi-Fi that we have in the house, probably going to be out for at least a day or two or more, so I'll have to use like a hotspot off of my Verizon, and hopefully that'll do at least enough to get on the internet and update everyone and social media and YouTube and all that sort of stuff. It may not be enough for me to do my full work, but at least I'll be able to get some stuff done if the hotspot's going. The hotspot's pretty good actually, so we'll see what the conditions show after the storm hits. But with that, I'll keep you guys in touch as much as possible. I know there's some questions around some resellers who live close to me. Kat, Nurse Flipper, lives north of me up in kind of more of a rural area. She's a little bit inland. She's surrounded by a lot of trees. I don't believe she'll have flooding. Her yard and her area might be a lot of swampiness and mess, but I think she'll be okay with flooding. I'm not totally familiar with her exact area. I've driven by it plenty of times, but she should be okay. Rod, Picking and Punching, he lives in my neighborhood, so same story for him. He lives literally just a few roads over. And then, of course, Ryan and Allie, Rally Roots, and Callie. Callie is moving from the Roots Ranch. If you're familiar with them, she's staying with her family. And I imagine Ryan and Allie will be staying at their current house, which is not at the Roots Ranch. They live elsewhere, which is in a city that is pretty well inland. They should be okay where they are there. I used to actually live right where they live now, so they should be safe. We've all been in contact. We all have group text, and we talk to each other. So he seems prepared. He seems ready, not worried about it. I think he's good, and same with all of us. So that's the updates I have on those four. I don't know about Ashley, Revive Tribe. She lives down south, down in the Fort Myers area, if I'm not mistaken. And there's a few others that if I'm missing and forgetting you, I'm sorry. But those are the ones I know about. So with that, I'll leave it to you guys. I have one more video coming out about eBay removing fees, of course, over in Europe and UK and all that, and whether or not it's coming here. So stay tuned to that video. I'll get that up before the storm comes as well. Thank you guys so much for all of the well wishes and the messages and emails I've received. I appreciate them. Even if I haven't responded to all of them, I tried my best. But do know that I see them, and we do appreciate it from all of us here in Florida. We'll keep you updated. Thank you guys so much. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see everyone hopefully the rest of this week. Goodbye, guys.